8 minutes after 7, as Arabile mentioned, all-share index falling 0.76%, 56,556 points. But to have an overall discussion on the market performance, I'm joined on the line by Jameel, Ahmad, who's the head of currency strategy and market research at FXTM. And in studio is Yusuf Mula, who's a portfolio manager at AVO Capital. Jameel, I'm going to start off with you because we had the G20 meeting taking over the weekend in Argentina. What came out of that, and what does it say when it comes to trade tensions and the impact that's probably going to have on the rand?
Good morning, and thank you very much for having me. So the G20 meeting with finance ministers and some central bank governors, actually it was not good news for the global stock markets and also for our higher yielding emerging market currencies such as the South African rand, the Mexican peso, and so on, because it highlighted the risks these current tit-for-tat trade tensions could have on the global economy, could have on global market stability. And what it really did, it prevented the our higher yielding currencies such as the rand from appreciating further when you consider that Friday was more of a positive day for the local currency. Donald Trump spoke about dollar weakness. He spoke about some disagreement with U.S. interest rate policy. So it looked like the dollar was going to start to slip. And it has done so for the most part. But because of this news from the G20 summit, it really prevented the rand from gaining any more momentum.
Right. Yusuf, I'm going to come to you. Does it then still leave an air of uncertainty when you look at China, U.S. trade tensions? We have even the tweets, I think a day ago, where now Trump has his eyes set on Iran again and, creating all kinds of uncertainty in the air. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, good morning. Basically, all these uncertainties are negative for the markets. People want stability, especially investors. And, with a trade war and with a possibility of war in Iran, as you quite correctly said, and it just creates more uncertainty. People will probably move towards a dollar, a so-called safe haven, and you'll see more pressure in emerging markets. So, the sooner the uncertainty is out of the market, it will be better for us.
All right. Staying with you, Yusuf, overall performance of the market yesterday, especially when you look at JSE, what happened there?
Okay, so we had the markets down quite a bit yesterday, down 553 points. We had a couple of counters that were down like 2.5%, 3%. MTN, Life Healthcare, Vodacom, Truworths, Bidvest, Naspers. First then the banks were also down. On the gainer side, we had Discovery up 2.3%. Napier Castle up 1.5%. Basically, the rand had just settled up about half, Bidvest up half, Anglo's up slightly. It's been a difficult market simply because our economic data hasn't been looking great. Yeah. There's been a sell-off in emerging markets. And with the uncertainty with the trade war, people are expecting, economists are thinking that, if this thing goes ahead, you'll have at least 0.5% decrease in China's GDP and another 0.5% in the US, which is not good for emerging markets by any way. Commodities will definitely come under pressure and we'll see the rand or possibly weaken.
Yeah. Jameel, what's your view on the rand at this point? Has it, from your perspective, is it more dim view going forward, or are you seeing light at the end of the tunnel somewhere?
Unfortunately, due to the modern era of political risk and specifically the uncertainties that we have around a lot of different subjects, trade tensions, China, US tensions, US-Russia relations, this tweet that Trump fired yesterday at Iran that come across as quite worrying to some, and what this could mean to market stability and to investor confidence when it comes to risk sentiment. The outlook does not look great for emerging market currencies, and the South African rand is in the unenvious position that when it has a bad day and when there's a negative market atmosphere, the rand suffers more than the majority of currencies do due to its high yield and status and due to its attractiveness as a carry trade.
Yusuf, on the local front, when it comes to company news, what caught your attention yesterday?
Yeah, so we had production numbers coming out of Harmony, which were looking quite good. We've seen basically all the gold shares pick up a bit yesterday. Dollar slightly weaker, and maybe gold found a bit of a bid at 12.30. Anglo's also a little bit higher, and then we had the results from Woolworths. Their sales, from the food up, but food up 8.4%. Overall sales up 1.6%. But they're expecting headlines earnings per share to be down between 15 and 20%. They're citing a negative economic situation in South Africa and a bit in Australia as well.
Yeah.
So the retailers are under pressure. The SA consumer is definitely still under pressure and under strain. The fuel price is definitely not helping. We may get another one. And with the rand being weak, and oil also went slightly better yesterday.
On the Woolworths numbers, I read a very interesting thing online saying that the feeling among analysts is that the Woolworths CEO, Ian Moore, may hold on to his job for a while yet, even if he doesn't turn around the floundering Australian department store, David Jones. Do you believe that Woolworths will get closer to realizing the initial objectives, or is it still a bit far away off?
Basically, depending, maybe management will still give him a bit of a chance, but, if the results are not up to scratch for another year or so, I think shareholders may vote him out, and you may get the big shareholders like the PIC and other asset managers could put pressure on management, and that has happened in the past. And with the market conditions the way they are, investors are also becoming much more astute, and I don't think any manager or any director today is safe if he's not performing.
All right. We're going to continue the discussion with Yusuf Mullah as the show continues. But Jameel, thank you so much for your time this morning. That's Jameel Ahmad, who's the head of currency strategy and market research at FXTM. And of course, in studio is Yusuf Mullah from AVO Capital.